So I was down working a construction site and I saw Tony. I told Tony, hey Tony, do you know why adults have a hard time remembering their childhood? And he was like, I can't think of any reason. So I went online and did some research. Apparently, past the age of 7, most people don't remember anything before. And after 7, most memories are skewed because of things you learn and other things you dump when they're not needed. So, having that ability to empathize and sympathize with students is lost to a lot of adults. And as a teacher, it's important to know that if you can empathize with children and get and figure out what they need, you can become a better teacher and understand what they really want. Hello, I have traveled far and wide to tell you the secret of how to get your students to get more sleep. Don't be confused that your job as a teacher isn't to help them with their home life as well. So things you can do to get your child to get more sleep is communication. Talk with the parents. See if there's a reason that their student is not getting enough sleep. And if that's the case, talk with the student also. Maybe they are staying up for reasons they don't necessarily need to be. If you can get these things and help the students understand that they need to sleep in order to be an effective student, you will be more successful as a teacher. Yo, 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 this is Beats McDurtle McFresh, and I was wondering how can you repair a relationship that has been severed between you and a student? So I did a little research and I found out there's a couple things that you can do. The most important quality with your students is to be honest. If you can be honest with your students, they'll be honest with you. You'll grow to have a relationship with them, and if you do or say something that may not be appropriate or may be deemed inappropriate, you can repair that relationship. And the most important thing is to be truthful and even apologize. If you can apologize to your students, they will respect you. And even if you have disheartened or made a student mad, eventually they'll grow to loyal and like you again, even when you don't think they will. The important thing always is be honest with your students. Open communication, being honest and telling them what they need to hear and not lying to them. Students can see right through lies. And if you lie to them, they're not going to trust you. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to be there for you. They're not going to listen to you. Important thing. So, I have a couple students in my class that are extremely special ed, and some are on the very low end of the spectrum, and I have a couple high ones all in one class. So my question when I was reading through some of the material was, how can I instruct and cater my instruction to the students of such a diverse class? And I realized that the most important thing wasn't that my instruction was catered to every single student, is that it was accessible to every student. I did some research, and I can't always cater to the lowest student. I mean, sometimes he can't write, sometimes he can't even read. But what I can do is activities and events where he can participate in, is to have him participate and at least grow an understanding of some of the material and be with some of the other students who do understand the material. And with those interactions that he might be able to grow accustomed to, or maybe even learn some information from me. Because from what most teachers and material he hasn't even been able to comprehend. And even for my high spectrum students in a class where this kind of thing takes place, I can't necessarily cater or change it to their ability. Also along with a lower class, but I can also have maybe extra assignments I put into my lesson plans that might be able to give them these students so they can achieve more because they need more to achieve. A big concern to me when reading some of the information was the economic gap that is inherent in some societies and in our school system. How can I as a teacher be expected to give the same education and same opportunities to students who don't necessarily have those because of an economic gap or opportunities that are available to them? When I was researching and looking up some of the abilities to do, the biggest thing is be there for the students. Give them the source of safety and the ability to be in a classroom where they know they can learn and be safe and they're wanted to be there. If a student knows that he's wanted or cared about, they'll give you more. And then in that situation, you can always give the student more opportunities, maybe opening doors that they didn't know could possibly be open to them. If all these things take place, you can probably give students that may not have the opportunities in their home life opportunities that other students have already because of their social status or economic status. Every student should know that they matter and they're worthy, and if you can do those things, then students will be able to succeed and be given the opportunity to do things that they may not think they are capable of doing. So the important thing in that aspect is just providing a safe environment and letting the students know you care for them.